What's up, guys? We're back at it again. Guess where we're at today? We're in sunny Florida, Orlando. We're in our hometown right now. You guys remember the videos that Tommy, our videographer, one of our videographers made? He got this ELOS tank and he's been doing plenty of episodes. Well, there's been a couple issues with that tank. There's a reason why you guys haven't seen any updates on it. I am known for troubleshooting tanks. I've been doing this for a very long time. He told me to come over. I need your help. So here I am. I'm gonna go inside. I haven't seen the tank yet. So it's gonna be real as it gets. He told me he's having issues with algae, with a lot of algae, and some of the cores are just not taking off. So I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna give him my straight up, the best that I can. You know, I'm gonna give him the straight up, and let's do this. Come on, let's go inside. All right, guys, we just made inside Tommy's house. What's up, Tommy?
What's up, Victor? Thanks for coming.
No problem, buddy. The tank needs a lot of help, guys, to say the least. So let's walk this through. So how long has the tank been set up now?
Probably about a year.
About a year?
Yeah.
And tell me, why you think the struggle is coming from?
You know, to be honest, I haven't been able to take care of it that much, as much as I wanted to. Doing a lot of traveling and had that auto feeder on, and I think it just kind of went wild. Phosphate spiked and algae spiked, so.
All right, so we're gonna tell people. Yeah. You told me at the store, you said, Victor, I need your help. I said, yeah. What can I possibly do? I say, for some reason, you go to people's house when we're doing these videos, and you're always trying to help them out, and you say, I need your help. You're known for troubleshooting tanks. And I kind of blushed a little bit, and I was like, come on, you're making me feel important now. So anyhow, we made it here, and the content of this video is gonna be how to get rid of algae in your tank, and we're gonna do a before and after. So for proof right now, I'm gonna go to Google here. You guys can see right here, Tuesday, September 23rd, right?
Put it closer.
All right.
There you go.
You guys see that, right? Okay, so anyhow, let's shoot. So talk to me about these lights. What lights are these?
So these are the GNC Blu-ray Pros. They're LEDs obviously, but there's almost 600 LEDs in each unit, and it has a heat sink. There's no fans, and you could, you know, been running for a little bit now. You could touch it.
And who makes these lights?
This company called GNC out of Italy.
GNC?
Yeah.
Italy?
Italy, yeah.
Okay, and this is the whole team. It was Italy with the whole tank. That was the whole idea.
Exactly.
Okay, and the lights you have them here since day one?
Since day one, yeah.
Do you like them?
I really do like them. They're not noisy at all, and they give a lot of power. So so far, I really love them.
And how many hours a day do you run them?
About 9 hours right now.
9 hours?
I had it going a little bit more, like 11, but I started cutting back because of the algae growth.
Algae growth, I see, I understand. Okay, and for protein skimmer, what are you running?
We're running the same thing as Greg Carroll over in California, the Ultra Reef skimmer.
Okay, and how do you like it?
Oh, it pulls out a lot. You can see it's a beast.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty color. I can definitely see it right now.
Smells awesome, if you guys could smell that.
Okay, so now in order for me to troubleshoot, tell me a little bit of what is your routine looks like? Like, what are you, water changes? What are you dosing? What are you feeding?
I would say that's probably the thing that I'm the best at, is keeping up with the water changes.
Okay.
When I did leave last time, I did miss a water change, but I do it once a week with Instant Ocean, about 10%. So I don't know if maybe you could tell me if I need to do a little bit more.
Do you make your own water?
I make my own water here.
Okay,
Yep.
and what salt are you using?
Instant Ocean Reef Crystals.
Okay, and how much water are you changing every time you do?
It's about 20 gallons.
20 gallons?
It's a 200-gallon system.
And where are your nitrates and phosphates?
The nitrates previously had spiked at 0.4, and I got them down to about 0.18. So they're
0.4?
a little bit. They were at 0.4 at one time, yeah. And changed foods. Actually, I'm using stuff that you're using. Nutrimar, yeah.
I love those pellets. I mean, I'll tell you what, I love these pellets. I keep talking about these pellets. I can't get enough of it. It's very simple, guys. You can throw a couple pellets in there, or you can like smash them with your fingers and you can turn it into coral food. I would like for you to get them anywhere from like 0.05 and below.
Okay.
0.08, I feel like it should be like the max that you guys should be able to handle in your aquarium. So it seems to me like we need to work on a few things. Talk to me about fish real quick. I only see you have a regal tang.
Yeah, there's a regal tang. There's a couple wrasses. There's a cryptic wrasse and a possum wrasse. There's some orange skunk clowns, and I had gotten velvet, so I lost a lot of fish. Pretty much my batch of fish lost almost all of them. So.
Do you have a UV sterilizer on this thing?
I don't, but I think
I will
need to add
recommend
it.
one. Since I've been doing it for fish, it makes a huge difference for me.
Okay.
What are you dosing for calcium and alkalinity?
I'm using Brightwell.
A and B?
A, B, and C.
And calcium and alkalinity and magnesium?
Magnesium, yeah.
Okay, and you've been using that since day one?
Since day one, yeah.
Okay, and where's your calcium and alkalinity?
Calcium is between 450 and 480. Alkalinity, it's about 10, maybe 10.5, somewhere between there.
You think because of the, like, actually I was talking to Josh the other day and we're talking and something made a lot of sense. It's like when phosphates take over and algae start growing, then your alkalinity goes up because you keep dosing the same and the corals will stop growing, so the demand is no longer there. So then your alkalinity, you keep dosing, it's not being soaked up by the corals out of the water, and then your alkalinity goes up a little bit.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so just make sure that whatever you're dosing right now, it doesn't go too high because obviously you're going through a bad algae bloom right now.
Okay.
So let's get right to the point, guys. One of the things I will recommend to you, Tommy, is like, so I hope you're taking notes. If not, you got the video so you can go back at it. So first thing I would like to do is add 2 to 3 tangs.
Okay.
And Regal is not a good tank to eat algae. They barely eat any algae, maybe out of the clip, but they're not grazers.
The Regal is not doing anything.
So ideally, I would like you to get maybe a bristle tooth of some form.
Okay.
Something a little hardy of a yellow tang if you can get a hold of one. If not, maybe a scopa, something along those lines. Possibly a convict is a great algae eater.
Okay.
Maybe a nasal tang, something along those lines. So no less than 2, up to 3. I would like for you to add anywhere from 50 to 75 snails.
Okay.
But I would like for you to try to mix it as much as you can. Maybe 10 turbo snails, maybe 20 margaritas, maybe 5 Mexican snails, a little bit of everything, you know? For the sand, it doesn't seem like you have an issue with the sand, so I will leave that alone. The other thing that I would like to do is introduce anywhere from 40 to 80 blue-legged hermit crabs, and maybe about 20 Mexican red-legged hermit crabs. They're very aggressive. That's why I like to add so many of them.
Oh, okay.
Because they kill the snails, but they're so aggressive of eating the algae.
Okay.
One small sea urchin, I don't care what kind it is, you know, just pick a small sea urchin. They're great at eating algae.
Okay.
And the algae is pretty strong in here. Everybody knows you can do a fluconazole treatment and it will get rid of the algae, but I prefer to do it the natural way. If that's not working, then we go with the medication. So let's stay away from medication right now. Okay. One of the great things that I would like for you to do, today is Thursday? Thursday. Yeah. Thursday, exactly. So you got light most of the day. I want you to turn it off for the rest of the day today, and I want you to keep it off all day tomorrow and Friday.
Oh, for 2 days?
Keep it completely off, completely off. I want you to keep on cranking your skimmer, and then last but not least, this is the one that's gonna be a little more pain. I want you to do 20-gallon water changes every 5 days for the next 2 weeks. So you're gonna do 3 water changes of 20 gallons, and 20 gallons.
Okay.
Possibly, maybe even a little more. Maybe even 25 to 30 gallons if you can, if you have the right container, if you have enough salt. But we need to get these nutrients down a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm pretty confident that will work. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I see you all the time going to people's tanks and you're always giving great advice, and it's not your first rodeo. I mean, you've been doing this a long time, so.
I think it should work. I don't see why it wouldn't.
I need some rescue 911 from
Yes,
Victor.
and what I would suggest is we need to figure out where your phosphates are coming from. Is it too much feeding? Select different type of foods, choose different options. I brought a box full of corals. We brought about 30 to 35 big pieces of corals that I wanted to get the tank going, but I told Tommy, we're not gonna glue anything today because the tank is a lot worse than what I thought. And this is after he cleaned it, guys. So
it's a little dirty.
So he's gonna grab all of the corals, he's gonna line them up all in the floor, and then he's gonna follow all the recipe that I just gave him. So, you know what? In the last 3 or 4 months in my own personal tank in my office, I've been going crazy. I've been feeding the pellets from Nutrimar. Reef Nutrition products, I'm doing a lot of them. I'm doing the phytoplankton. I'm doing the oyster feast. I'm doing the roa, the eggs. I'm doing the, what else am I doing? There's one more. So I said mysis feast, oyster feast, raw eggs. I'm doing the Nutrimar pellets, I'm doing the phytoplankton, and I'm doing amino acids from Brywell, and I'm doing iodine from Brywell. I'm doing algae, and that is strictly my diet that I'm feeding right now, 100%. And I'm doing that, you can say I'm doing that about 8 to 9 times per week, Monday through Friday. I'm in the office feeding. On the weekend, the guys are feeding a little bit of frozen, but literally I'm feeding that once or twice a day. I'm bombing the tank. I'm using the skimmer literally only like 2 or 3 days a week. And I got a little bit of bulb algae here and there, but I got no hairy algae whatsoever. And the tank is very tuned in. It's worked very well for me. So if it works for me, I suggest you adopt the same formula for you. Why not?
Sounds good. Yeah, Victor Rescue 911.
There you go. Makes sense, right?
All right, so we got some work to do, and the first step was to manually remove as much hair algae as I could. So I got to work with a toothbrush and a turkey baster. So I had recently hooked up my clear water scrubber to the tank, and I had it set for only a few hours a day for the light to run, and I was getting a decent harvest. But because of what was happening in the tank, I decided to max it out and leave the light on all the time. And of course, I got the biggest harvest that I've ever had. I mean, take a look at that. I also measured my phosphates and saw a decrease after this, but I still had a battle ahead of me. So I added a Maquiloceps tang and a Tomini tang to help with that, but of course they were too shy to be on camera. But along with the Regal tang, they just didn't want to touch the large clumps of hair algae that was in the tank, and it could also be because I spoiled them with a lot of nori. As Victor told me to do, I added a bunch of random snails and hermit crabs. So I immediately noticed that there was way less algae growth on the glass, almost to the point of where it was non-existent. And at this point, after testing, I had noticed my phosphates had actually dropped to below 0.1. So Victor's plan of attack was really aggressive. It's hard to narrow it down to one thing was better than the other or not. It was just a combination of everything that I saw that helped combat what was happening in the tank. Now I did forget to add a sea urchin, so I will be adding that later.
All right guys, there you have it. I was able to get the tank back on track by following the formula that Victor gave me, and a lot of elbow grease scrubbing the rocks and getting everything pristine. There's still a little bit of algae there, but I will take care of that. And I gotta remember, this isn't just a one-time thing. Just do this and forget about it. I gotta stay on the tank, keeping it clean, keeping the water parameters in check, and that water quality high. Guys, what does that mean for me? I just gotta kick up my maintenance routine just a little bit. If I see that hair algae growing inside the display, just scrub it, because I have some lazy tangs. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. Please subscribe and click on the bell notification so you know when we drop the next video, and drop a comment because we read them all and we try to reply to them. So we will see you guys on the next video. Uh-oh. Little guy.
That's you, baby?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Look how big he got.
I look confused for a minute. I'm like, are you babysitting someone?
He's almost 2 now.
Hi, buddy. High
You
five.
get high five?
Down low. You wanna be in the fish tank?